So the interactive question and answer session for session number 7, the assessment AM&MT elbow complex. The first query what we received was, is bicipital tendinitis related to the what is called as the medial side, which is medial epicondylalgia or the ulnar collateral ligament or the valgus deformity of the elbow. Okay. I would rather say it might be more related to the cubitus recurvatum, hyperextended elbow. Okay. Because mainly in the arm, the bicipital tendinitis always comes in the shoulder, okay, the long head, okay, mostly, not even the short head, which is from the coracoid. Distally, more than the tendinitis, it's an aponeurosis, okay, and that aponeurosis inserts into the posterior aspect of the radius, okay, behind the radial tuberosity. So it's a supinator of the forearm. Okay, usually you don't get it distally with the elbow, and it may not be biceps tendinitis. It should be either pronator teres trigger points or it should be flexor carpi ulnaris only. Okay, flexor digitorum superficialis is another common, so that you can differentiate with finger contractions. Okay, and next also you can add, if it is flexor carpi ulnaris, means flexion and ulnar deviation of the wrist. Okay, contractions. And flexor digitae minimi. Okay, these are all other alternatives. Okay, medial side. Profundus, rare, because it is after the mid forearm. Okay, it's not from the common extensor, common flexor tendon. Okay, profundus. Biceps tendon is towards the radius. Okay, and it is comes right in the middle of the cubital fossa. Okay, anteriorly. So median nerve, bicipital trigger points, if you have biceps trigger points possible, and genu, or what is called as the cubitus recurvatum. Okay, so hyperextended elbow. These three are pathomechanically synergistic. Okay, so see, when you think of medial epicondylalgia, the pathomechanics is not related to either flexed elbow or extended elbow. Okay, but load on the forearms muscles will become more if the arm muscles are not working. Okay, you are activating the wrist. Okay, you are doing some movements of backhand, for example, in badminton or tennis. Okay, if although force is generated from the trunk, okay, if the arm muscles are not working, triceps or biceps, then what will happen? The forearm muscles will be overloaded. Okay, especially biceps is creating elbow flexion. Common flexor tendon is also creating elbow flexion. Okay, but it cannot act at both the areas. In golf, okay, the hand which actually is used for the precision, okay, this side, okay, it is actually what is happening. It is a flexion of the elbow, flexion of the wrist. Okay, so when this is happening, elbow flexion should be taken care by the biceps, and the wrist flexion should be taken care by the common flexors. Okay, if biceps tendinitis is there, biceps will go for a inhibition. Okay, it may not activate at the necessary time. There might be a delay. So when biceps is not active, okay, then what will happen is the forearm muscles will be loaded for wrist also and elbow also. Okay, because they are two joint muscles. So there, medial epicondylalgia may be caused because of biceps tendinitis. Okay, but that is more of a biceps trigger points. Okay, in the arm, which might happen in too much of a workout, for example, in a golfer. Okay, that can be related. Clear?